The great secret of the ancient practices, the teaching that lies beneath every spiritual tradition, is this: what you call prayer is profoundly misunderstood. Most people believe prayer is an oral request, list of things they wish to receive, spoken into the empty air when waiting for some external force to grant permission. They believe the miracle, the breakthrough, the arrival happens ever out there. They are mistaken. The breakthrough happens only inside you. Look closely at the promise. If something you've been praying for will arrive, you are focusing on the arrival, the physical manifestation, the job offer, the healing, the new beginning. You are focused on the world of form, but the world of form is merely the mirror. The only world that is truly graspable, the only reality that is absolutely known and controlled, is the world of your thoughts and feelings. This is where the true work, the true preparation must occur for that arrival to be validated, especially by this Monday, 6 October. The most critical realization on the path to self-mastery is this: such true prayer is not talking words, it is cultivating a feeling. If you stand before the universe asking for abundance, but deep inside you only feel lack and anxiety about that abundance, which signal do you think is stronger? It is the feeling. It is the deep emotional current of scarcity that the world of form must mirror back to you. Your words are meaningless noise if your internal state is broadcasting doubt. This Monday, 6th October, cannot bring you a true arrival if you are not prepared internally to receive it. To be prepared means to already feel it. To pray correctly is to dive deep into yourself and create that feeling, the feeling of the wish already being fulfilled. Close your eyes. Spend your time manifesting the prayer in your mind's eye as vividly as you can. Make it feelable. Make the thought so robust, so cultivated, that it enters the area of sensation. You must feel the warmth of the achievement, the relief of the solution, the certainty of the transformation right now in your chest. This is the internal congruence that Shaolin teaching emphasizes. When what you are thinking and what you are feeling are in perfect, unwavering harmony. If you desire freedom, you must first find the freedom within the structure of your current life. If you desire peace, you must find peace even amidst the turbulence. The mistake is believing that the external change will suddenly produce the internal feeling. No, the internal feeling must come first. The internal feeling is the signal. It is the magnetic pull. It is the energy required to create the change. We speak of first this Monday, 6th October, because every moment is a chance to reset the intention, but a designated point in time, a focal point, creates dramatic urgency. And do not wait for that day to arrive to feel relieved, healed, or successful. Use the intervening time to fully cultivate the emotional certainty of the desired result. The universe is responding not to your request for a job, but to your energy of being a thriving, valuable professional. It is responding not to your hope for healing, but to your state of well-being that already acknowledges perfect health. The practice is simple, but it demands utter consistency. It must be slow, steady, and wholeheartedly. Everything that happens too quickly, that rushes the status quo, is rarely helpful and often destructive because it bypasses the necessary internal refinement. If this prayer is important to you, you must stay with it. You must continuously cultivate the feeling slowly, steadily, day by day, moment by moment. The core principle of this cultivation is non-doubtov. Wholeheartedly means there is no doubt in your feeling. You do not question whether it will happen. You merely acknowledge that it has not yet manifested in the way that it is right in front of your eyes. The certainty is there waiting. If you allow doubt, even for a moment, the what if it fails, or the I am not worthy, you send out a confusing, weak, and ultimately destructive signal. You stop being a powerful antenna and become a broken wire. You must become the magnet. The energy of your positive, cultivated feeling is what pulls the surrounding energy of the universe towards you to finally express the wish and desire you hold in your heart. This is how the forces upon which all existence is based, your thinking, your feeling, your acting, align to produce the physical result. This Monday, 6th October, is the deadline for you to become that clear, unwavering magnet. The day itself is irrelevant. What matters is your state of being when that day arrives. Are you still wishing or are you receiving? Start today. Start now. Let the deep work begin. Feel the presence of what you desire now and watch the world of form obey the powerful energy you project. The list of teachings you reference holds only 6 primary pillars for true manifestation. And the pillar we must address now, the second foundation of all creation, follows the principle that if you cannot see the thing, you cannot have the thing. This is the simple, uncompromising truth of the mind as the ultimate architect of your reality. Most people live backwards. They wait for the arrival, for the physical proof of success, before they permit themselves to believe it is possible. But the Shaolin understanding, the core of self-mastery, teaches that your physical reality, the world of form, is only a slow, deliberate mirror of the world of thought. You must understand this clearly if, deep inside the world of your thoughts, you have already shut off the possibility of receiving what you pray for, then as this Monday, 6th October, will be an empty day. It will bring only the same circumstances you have mentally ordained for yourself. To manifest something is to start with the eyes of a mental blueprint. Your thoughts are not passive, they are the most active, potent energy you possess. They are the ungraspable seed from which all physical, graspable reality grows. If the seed is not planted, if the design is incomplete, if the mental possibility is withdrawn, the construction ceases before it even begins. If you cannot see it, if you cannot hold the image of it in your mind with absolute clarity, then you have effectively told the universe, stop. This is not for me. You have closed the door before the messenger could arrive. We are not talking about simple, superficial, wishful thinking. We are talking about a concentrated, disciplined effort to best crystallize the mental image of your desired reality. This is why the Shaolin training is so physical. It teaches the mind to focus, to remove all distraction, to hold an intention with unshakable stillness. The energy of the body is used to fuel the clarity of the mind. If your mind is distracted by countless external stimuli, it cannot create a clear blueprint. Your inner world must first be brought to silence. The ultimate self-sabotage is the voice of doubt that tells you, I cannot have that. That voice is not the truth. It is merely a habit, a program running on old fear. When you cannot see yourself achieving a goal, when you cannot visualize yourself as the person who holds that achievement, you are placing a profound, restrictive limit on your own existence. That restriction will be honored. It is the highest law of this universe. The promise of this Monday, 6th October, is a promise only to those who have done the internal architectural work. Have you defined the contours of the arrival? Have you removed the mental clutter and the self-imposed ceilings that tell you your goals are too big or too distant? The external reality is slow to change. It requires time, practice, and patience to move the heavy stones of the physical world. But the internal shift, the mental redesign, can happen as now. Your work, your immediate critical task for self-growth is to use the time leading up to this Monday, 6th October, to finalize this blueprint. It must be so clear that it is more real to you than the floor beneath your feet. Sit in silence. See the result. Do not see the process or the struggle. See the completion. See the final form. Feel the absolute certainty of that mental image. The world of thought has no limitations, no debts, and no excuses. The only limits it recognizes are the ones you impose upon it. Therefore, the arrival you seek is waiting not for permission, but for your Eseka's unwavering mental validation. Become the person in your mind who already possesses the reality you are praying for. Hold that image without compromise, without fragmentation, and without self-deception. When your mind is clear, the path is clear. When the mental blueprint is final, the physical construction must follow. The true arrival of what you have been praying for depends upon the clarity of your transmission. We have spoken of the mind as the architect and the feeling as the fuel. Now you must recognize the heart as the highest antenna. This is K.3. It is the instrument, the device that sends the signal to the universe with the greatest purity and strength. If you are sending signals from your head, from your logic, your stress, your constant analysis, the energy is fragmented. It is a weak, broken signal that attracts confusion. The head deals with what is known. It deals with the past and the immediate prediction of the future based on fear. The heart, however, deals with the ever what is possible. It is the silent, pure center that connects to the universal intelligence that has no limits. The energy of the heart, when focused, is the most powerful magnet in existence. To receive the blessing by this Monday, 6th October, you must switch the broadcasting station from the mind to the heart. Ask yourself, where does your intention truly come from? Is it driven by a feeling of I need this to fix my problem, a signal of lack originating from the head's fear? Or is it driven by a feeling of I am aligning with the joyful, inevitable truth of my existence, a signal of abundance originating from the heart? If you send signals of desire only from your rational mind, you are sending a signal of doubt. The mind constantly doubts its own projections. It generates the what-ifs and the hows. The heart does not deal in-house. The heart only deals certainty. It is the core of your being that holds no reservations. When you channel the feeling of the completed prayer through your heart, you are not simply wishing, you are making an energetic declaration to the universe. This practice is called wholeheartedness. It means there is no doubt there. It means there is no fragmentation of your intention. The mind and the feeling have harmonized, and now the heart amplifies that harmony into a signal that must be answered. Any contradiction, any voice of fear or logic whispering about the impossibility must be redirected away from the heart. That doubt is like static on the antenna. It scrambles the transmission. For this Monday, 6th October, to truly deliver, the energy that surrounds you must be pulled towards you. The heart is the ultimate pulling force. It attracts the energy necessary to materialize your wish, but you must be sending the right frequency. What is the highest frequency that can be sent in this universe? It is the frequency of unconditional connection, which we can call love or deep, profound as joy. So when you feel the joy of the fulfilled prayer now through your heart, you are sending the strongest possible signal that creation understands. This does not mean you must ignore your challenges. It means you choose to perceive your challenges from the vantage point of the heart. The head says the bank account is empty. The heart says the flow of abundance is already moving towards me. The head says this sickness is persistent. The heart says the healing is already in progress and my body is strong. You are simply looking at the same reality through a different instrument. You are choosing to spread out the connection using the highest instrument. Your work in the time remaining before this Monday, 6th October, is to move the locus of your intention. Sit quietly. Focus on the center of your chest. Feel the energy there. Take your thought, the clear blueprint of your prayer, and place it in that center. Then generate the feeling of arrival, the gratitude, the relief, the deep peace, and hold it there. You are not waiting for the arrival, you are being the arrival. You are being the magnet. You are allowing the heart to send the potent, pure signal out. When this is done continuously, with patience and with the steady discipline of the warrior, the forces of the universe begin to align. Your existence, your way of thinking, your feeling, your actions all start to align with that central, pure frequency. The universe must then reflect the image you are so powerfully broadcasting. The world of form has no choice but to adjust to the powerful declaration being sent from the core of your being. Trust the heart, it does not lie. It is the connection. Make sure your antenna is clean, clear, and broadcasting only the frequency of completion. The receiving of your prayer depends on it. The time has come to remove the romantic misunderstanding that surrounds the concept of attraction. Many hear the phrase law of attraction and immediately associate it only with wish fulfillment, with pulling positive things like money, love, or opportunity into their lives. They use their heart as an antenna, focusing on the desired arrival, but they fail to recognize the profound, uncompromising symmetry of this law. The arrival of your prayers on this Monday, 6 October, or any day hinges on a simple, often overlooked truth. Says the law of attraction is neutrodaptasis. The universe does not judge your feelings as good or bad, positive or negative. It is not a benevolent parent granting wishes. It is a perfect mirror reflecting the energy you radiate. The law operates like gravity. It is always on, and it applies equally to all things, regardless of your moral judgment of the outcome. This means you are not just a magnet for the positive things you are trying to cultivate. You are also, and often more powerfully, a magnet for the negative things you allow yourself to focus on. Consider this: most people spend the vast majority of their thinking time worrying. They dwell on potential failures, on past mistakes, on the fear of scarcity, or on the possible betrayal of others. They are constantly cycling through anxieties about their health, their future, or their relationships. They spend 10 minutes in concentrated prayer for abundance, and then 10 hours worrying about bills. The universe does not hear the 10 minutes of prayer, it feels the 10 hours of concentrated, fearful energy. That concentrated fear is just as much a form of powerful, focused cultivation as deliberate joy. It is an intention for negativity. It is a blueprint for struggle. And because the law of attraction is neutral, it responds by pulling that energy toward you, materializing the circumstances that confirm your deepest fears. If you constantly expect hardship, hardship becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is the dramatic and immediate teaching for self-growth to prepare for the arrival on us this Monday, 6th October. Thus, you must aggressively clean your internal environment. You must recognize that every moment spent in worry, anxiety, or resentment is a moment spent as praying for the negative outcome. You are using your energy, your thought, and your feeling to create a reality of what you don't want. The discipline required is not merely hoping for the good, but actively and rigorously as eliminating the bad. You must stop being the perfect receiver and broadcaster for low-frequency, destructive energy. Whenever a negative thought arises, a worry about a deadline, a fear of illness, a judgment of the self, you must immediately recognize it not as a truth, but as a broadcast you must switch off. This is the hardest part of self-mastery, taking responsibility for the negative. Nobody wants to attract struggle, yet we often spend all our energy nurturing its seed through constant fixation. The monk understands that true attraction is about purity of signal. It is impossible to achieve purity if half your energy is devoted to cultivating the shadow. Therefore, your preparation for the breakthrough is twofold. First, the active cultivation of the feeling of fulfillment as the positive magnet. Second, the fierce, vigilant protection of your inner space against the thoughts and emotions that invite struggle, turning off the negative magnet. To truly receive the prayer by this Monday, 6th October, the energy you are sending out must be undivided. You must treat your thoughts of fear with the same level of seriousness as you treat your prayers for success, because the universe treats them with the same level of response. One is a construction order for freedom, the other is a construction order for restriction. Both will be executed. Choose your signal. Choose it constantly. The arrival is not just about pulling the positive. It is about stopping the self-destruction that pulls the negative. The law of attraction is waiting for you to decide which kind of world you are truly, wholeheartedly ready to create. You have cultivated the feeling. You have set the blueprint in your mind. You have switched your broadcast to the heart's high frequency. Yet, the question remains, when will the physical manifestation arrive? When will this Monday, 6th October, become the day of breakthrough? The answer is found in the relentless discipline of K.50 Assek's steady, wholehearted cultivation is the way as this teaching confronts the impatience that is woven into modern life. Most people want the transformation now. They want the instantaneous change, the lottery win, the sudden disappearance of a problem. They pray for 2 weeks, see no immediate result, and conclude that the law of attraction is a myth, their energy is weak, or their desire is not meant to be. This rush, this seeking for things to change too quickly, is one of the greatest obstacles to self-mastery. Understand this: everything that changes the status quo too rapidly is first unhelpful and most often destructive. If you suddenly receive a vast sum of money without the internal structure to handle it, that energy will destroy you. If you achieve a master skill overnight without the years of physical and mental conditioning, your foundation will crumble. True, lasting creation, the kind that honors your prayer, must be slow, steady, and entirely organic. The challenge now is not the initial prayer, but the high continuity of the practice. It is the discipline to stay with the feeling, to keep cultivating the thought, even when the external world offers zero evidence of change. Imagine a farmer who plants a seed and then digs it up every day to check if the roots are growing. He destroys the potential before it has a chance to form. Your sustained, unwavering internal state is the patient soil. Your thoughts are the seed. You must have the faith to simply water the soil and leave the seed alone to do its necessary, invisible work. Therefore, the practice of wholeheartedness is paramount. Wholeheartedness means there is no doubt present in your internal work. Doubt is the destructive force that digs up the seed. It is the internal judgment that says, this is taking too long. It must not be working. When you allow doubt, you are sending a new, fragmented signal that negates all the previous positive energy you built. It's like stopping your training one day before achieving a breakthrough. You wipe the progress. To approach this Monday, 6th October, with certainty, you must commit to a rhythm that is as continuous and patient. This is why the structure of the training is so important. You must structure your life to support the vision, not just when you feel motivated, but every single day. The steady morning meditation, the focused work period, the conscious removal of negative self-talk. These are not grand acts, they are the small, daily acts of faithfulness to your internal reality. They are what ensures the continuous broadcast of the completed prayer. If it is important to you, you must stay with it. Do not waver. Do not allow the time it takes to become a source of anxiety. Time is simply a feature of the physical dimension. Your job is to stabilize the vibration in the non-physical dimension, the world of thought and feeling. Until the time lag of the physical world catches up, the breakthrough promised on this Monday, 6 October, is the universe's reward for your steadfastness. It is the moment where the long, slow, accumulated and internal pressure finally causes the external form to shift. If you rush it, if you force it, the arrival will be fragile and fleeting. If you cultivate it slowly, steadily, and with absolute belief, the arrival will be permanent, built on the unshakable foundation of your own disciplined spirit. The self-growth here is learning to trust the rhythm of creation over the urgency of the ego. Be patient, be continuous, and be utterly without doubt. This is the only way to build a reality that lasts. You have asked about the final and most foundational pillar of manifestation. This is the ultimate question that binds all the other teachings together. If you want to manifest something into your life, if you want your prayer to arrive by this Monday, 6th October, you need energy for that. Says energy is required for creation. SSF, this is not a philosophical teaching, it is a physical law. Every change in the universe, every act of transformation, every arrival of a new form requires a massive infusion of energy. A skyscraper does not rise without power. A seed does not sprout without the potent force of sunlight and water. And your prayer, the greatest possible change in your personal reality, requires the highest, cleanest, and most accessible form of energy you possess. Where is this energy? It is not external. It is not found in chasing money, seeking validation, or drinking stimulating potions. The energy required to shift your reality is a six internal. Most people live in a state of energy depletion. They waste their vital resources on fragmentations and anxiety, unnecessary emotional drama, constant seeking of external validation, and the internal battle against their own doubt. They have enough energy to complain, enough energy to worry, and enough energy to scroll endlessly. But they have zero reserve for creation when thus this Monday, 6th October, arrives. They have no power to seize the opportunity because their batteries are dead. They are sending a signal of exhaustion, and the universe perfectly reflects that exhaustion back to them. The deepest teachings of the warrior monk are fundamentally about Sia's energy management and conservation. Every physical practice, from the stillness of meditation to the rigor of Kung Fu, is a mechanism for gathering, cleaning, and directing the upkeep, the life force energy. When you train the body, you are not training only for fighting. You are creating a vessel capable of holding the high voltage of creation. The essential self-growth demanded by this key point is to become a reservoir of potent energy. You must seal the leaks. The leaks are your thoughts of resentment, your fragmented attention, your consumption of things that dull the mind and body. You must practice the discipline of conservation so that when you sit to cultivate the feeling and set the mental blueprint, you are sending a powerful current, not a weak flicker. Ask yourself right now, how much energy did you lose today to things that do not serve your desired arrival? That fear, that unnecessary argument, that consumption of low-quality information, that was energy that should have been fueling the manifestation of your prayer for this Monday, 6th October. We must bring the body and mind into perfect alignment so that the energy that flows through you is clean. The energy of the body must be strong so the energy of the mind can be still. Stillness is not inaction, stillness is conserved energy. It is the calm, deep well that can suddenly be drawn upon to power massive change. The ultimate question is always, what is the highest energy in this universe that we have? It is the pure, undivided energy of your life force directed by wholehearted intention. It is the feeling of absolute certainty that comes from the heart. Your work today is to engage in conscious energy accumulation. Do a rigorous physical training until you feel the fire, the pure animal instinct of life, moving through your body. Then sit in stillness until the fire settles and the mind becomes still water. When the energy is gathered, you take the mental blueprint of your prayer, place it in your heart antenna, and direct the full force of your conserved vitality toward that vision. The arrival on this Monday, 6 October, is waiting for you to bring the power. It is waiting for the great surge of clean, focused energy that says, I am ready. I am equipped. I am the power source for this change. Without that fuel, your prayer is only a concept. With that fuel, it is an inevitable reality. Do the physical work to create the spiritual power.